Hey guys, Crispy Charizard here. Last time we ended up on the cliffiest of cliffhangers. Yeah, basically, wow. And I mean wow. Grovyle claimed that it's okay if he surrenders because he has a partner who went to the future originally with him who's going to continue the mission. Dusknoir laughs and says, "What's his name?" Grovyle says his name was Chris. And then we had this shocking conclusion. Like, what? What? Grovyle, did you say Chris? Well, this is Chris right here. What? You're Chris? No, it can't be. It isn't. The Chris I know isn't a Pokemon. The Chris that I know is a human. What? Ho ho ha, precisely. My good fellow, Grovyle, that is unmistakably your friend Chris. What? That Pokemon you see was once a human. What? Master Dialga had given me a mission. It was to get rid of you, Grovyle and Chris, because you fled to the past. I traveled through time in pursuit of you both. In the past, I gathered intelligence that might help me find you. And at one point, I met Team Legends. Hello there, you're from the guild if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we're Team Legends. We work at the guild. It's great to meet you. But at that point, I suspected nothing. My partner here just happened to see it in a dream. Excuse me, a dream you say? Like dream, what do you mean? When they mentioned the Dimensional Scream, I was skeptical at first. But then an idea began to take shape in my mind. And yes, with the memory of a name, and the memory of being a human before that. I beg your pardon? Human? So a former human, with no memories. A human that possessed the Dimensional Scream. I became convinced then. You said you know your name at least. And that name would be? Chris told the name to Dusknoir. Ah, I see. Chris. It's all falling together. The pieces are coming together. Does that name mean anything to you? No, it means nothing to me, unfortunately. What? Did I just see the faintest? Did Dusknoir just hide the faintest of smiles? Or did I imagine that? There was no doubt. The Chris was the very one that I had been seeking. So that Chris developed amnesia and was transformed into a Pokemon, which must be because of the accident during your time travel. Well, Chris's memory loss was a lucky stroke for me. After all, your partner failed to recognize who I am. It was quite easy to win over your partner's trust, and it was also easy to drag them to the future when the time came. Oh, Dusknoir really was lying. Yes. Which left you, Grovyle, the last part of the job to finish. I was a human from the future, and I was Grovyle's partner on a mission to prevent a planet's paralysis, and that's how I ended up in Pikachu's world. This is a shocking twist for the main character. Grovyle and Chris, with both of you here. Everything will end when we finally dispose of you. That will finally put an end to Grovyle's glimmer of hope. Everything ends. Everything ends for you. Ha 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 ha. Oh, Dusknoir, no. Dusknoir. Ha, have you finally come to terms with your fate? Grovyle. Chris. Oh, I think Pikachu snapped. We shall be rid of you for all time. This is the end for you. Hey, Chris, Grovyle, you can't give up. You say not to give up, but what can we possibly do in this bleak situation? We have to think. I know. Celebi, can your time travel ability transport us just a short distance into the passage of time? It won't be easy with Dialga here. Dialga's the temporal Pokemon. It controls time itself. Even if I can make us travel in time, he'll have no trouble exposing it. It just has to work for an instant, please. Attack. Time to travel. What? They've vanished? Master Dialga! Oh boy. And he just shattered our time. Our time-traveling path has been shattered. There they are. We almost made it into the passage of time. Dive in now, you can make it. Now, into the passage of time. What about you, Celebi? Don't fret over me. I told you I can't be caught. Stop the plan's paralysis. Change history. Thanks. Thank you, Celebi. You're not getting away. And it looks like Celebi got away. And it looks like we got into the passage. Chapter 16, A New Dawn. This is... What, Chris, where? Isn't this where I met you, Chris? It's like that beach, so that means... Could it be? No, it is. Where? In the past. We made it back to our world. Oh. That's unfortunate. Forgot to turn that on. Yeah, we made it, Chris. Hey, Grovyle. Look, we made it home. Back to our world. So we did it? We made it through. Back to this world. Yes, this is where I met Chris. Let's see. I think he was right here. This is where I found Chris out cold. So that's what happened. That trip through time sent me into the Eastern Forest. And Chris and I both reached your world far away from each other. Oh, that's right. There's a lot I don't understand. Like the whole concept of time travel? Will you please explain it to us? Nah, never mind. I was gonna start lecturing. But this isn't really the place to talk, so let's go to Wigglytuff's Guild and talk there. Before we went to the future, we trained there and roomed there. It'll be the perfect place. Okay, let's go to Wigglytuff's Guild. Forgetting something? Hold on. Will I be well received if I go to the guild? After all, I'm a wanted outlaw in this world. If I went to your guild, won't everyone be shocked? Don't you think they'd try to capture me? Come to think of it, you're right. What to do? Oh, I know. There's a good place, but it will involve going through Treasure Town. It shouldn't be a problem if we lie low and sneak through. Lead the way. Okay, it's this way. I seriously doubt that they can get through, but whatever. Ah, there's a message from the Exploration Team Federation. Special episode, Here Comes Team Charm, has been unlocked. To play special episode, select it. Okay. Looks like that's what we're doing next time. Unfortunately. That's a difficult one. Sharpedo Bluff. Like from episode 1. This cliff is known as Sharpedo Bluff. Sharpedo Bluff? Yes, I think the name comes from the fact that the cliff itself is shaped like a Pokemon named Sharpedo. No duh. As far as I can tell, nothing seems out of the ordinary. It's down here. I lived here before I joined the guild. Go ahead, go in. Oh, we didn't know that. Pikachu never mentioned where he used to live. I see. This is a hollow chamber in the face of a cliff. Phew, I'm glad no one's wrecked this place. That's proof for how little notice this place attracts. It may be better if we stay here for the time being. Agreed. But Chris, I never expected you to be that very same Chris. Yeah, we don't really know him. We have amnesia. Grovyle, can you tell us more about that? Yes, Chris and I. We were jointly investigating the planet's paralysis. A Pokemon and a human. Paired together? That must be a strange idea in this world, where there's no other humans for some reason. Yeah, and Chris had or has a special ability like no other. We relied on that special ability to investigate the planet's paralysis. It played a vital part. By special ability, you mean the Dimensional Scream, don't you? Exactly. But the Dimensional Scream has a drawback. The Dimensional Scream requires the presence of a trusted Pokemon partner. Without that partner, the ability cannot be triggered. A trusted partner. That's why we work together. The Dimensional Scream is set off by triggers tied to places where time gears are hidden. We need to find out where the time gears were in the past. We need a Dimensional Scream to accomplish that. Wait a second. You said there has to be a trusted partner nearby for the Dimensional Scream to work. But the Dimensional Scream was being triggered not long after we met. Your point? Doesn't that show how much you two trusted each other from the start? Oh. When you put it like that. It's a little embarrassing. Huh. That's sweet. I mean, the first time it activated was when we bumped into Drowsy. So, we must have had a bond by then. In addition, Chris developed amnesia. Upon meeting you, Pikachu, your partner had someone to turn to. Perhaps Chris grew to trust you very quickly because of that. That's a very possible possibility. That's a good theory. I mean, like, with amnesia, we probably bonded with the first person we saw. Oh, there's another thing I don't understand. Is the Dimensional Scream triggered in response to only time gears? Right? The opposite is also true. The Dimensional Scream is not triggered in places that aren't connected to time gears. Really? That's not how I remember it. Listen, Chris, do you remember that time it went off near Drowsy? And during our first exploration? And there were other times too. We went to places that seemed to have nothing to do with time gears. But even in places like that, the Dimensional Scream was triggered sometimes, wasn't it? Are you sure? But that never happened in the future. The Dimensional Scream was never triggered by places that had no tie to time gears whatsoever. Well, if that's true, I don't know why it would work differently here. Perhaps things are just different in this world. Perhaps the nature of the Dimensional Scream is altered in the past. This is never answered. Let me just tell you, the reason why the Dimensional Scream only activates for time gear areas in the future, but activates almost any time in the past, is never explained, and I want to answer that in a theory. But that'll take time, and I have to put together the evidence. It's like, I still don't know. I still don't have an answer. So in the future, the Dimensional Scream doesn't work in places that have no connection to time gears. Oh, that explains it. Maybe that's why that time, when we were in the future... Yeah, we tried to use the Dimensional Scream on the frozen water. It was worth a try because we're used to it. And we were in a hurry. We touched the water. And, well... we didn't see anything. We did not sense anything. Maybe I couldn't envision anything that time we were in the future because we were in a place that wasn't tied to any time gears. Maybe that's why my Dimensional Scream failed to work. Maybe Groval's right about the future and the past being different. Or different enough to make my Dimensional Scream ability work differently. Anyway, like I was saying, we were investigating the planet's paralysis. We used the Dimensional Scream ability to identify the locations of the time gears in your world while we were in the future. Oh, I just had a theory. Time gears means time is passing. Take away the time gears, time stops. In the future, the planet was paralyzed. So maybe, since the Dimensional Scream is literally described by Dusknoir as images and sounds piercing through dimensions from other times, past or future, into the mind of the power holder, well then that means it needs to go through time. But if the time is stopped, like in the future, then it has no way to reach you, because it needs time to get to you. So if the planet is paralyzed, it doesn't get to you. But in places where time gears are involved, there's still some time energy left. Whether you want to call it chronoton particles, or tachyon particles, or just time energy, whatever you want to call it. That's why the Dimensional Scream didn't work. But in the past, where the whole planet is technically still moving, whether there's a time gear in the area or not, technically, except in places where time gears were immediately removed and time stopped, time is going normally everywhere. And that's why the dimensional screen worked in any situation. That didn't take long. That's a simple theory. And I thought it would be something more complicated. I had something else in mind, but, that's for another day. Identified the locations of the time gears in your world while we were in the future. So yeah, they were basically scouting the future for time gears before they came here to get them. They used the future as a history book. That's it. Here. A time gear's here. I see. Place the Drought in Groudon's heart. That lifts the fog. Very well done. Good job, partner. That's the voices we heard in both the fog-bound lake and the underground lake. After identifying the locations and the crystal lake. After identifying the locations where the time gears would be in the past, we took the passage of time. That brought us from our world in your future to this world. However, Episode 1. Are you okay? No, don't let go. Just a little longer. Come on, hang on. I can't. Hold on. Oh, man. That must have been horrible. We encountered turbulence while we were traveling through time. Thus, Chris and I became separated. For some reason, Chris got amnesia and was turned into a Pokemon. I wonder why. I can only guess that it had something to do with our accident while traveling in time. I came from the future. And not just that, I came with the mission of preventing the planet's paralysis. Man, it's still just a shock. I mean, we knew our name, we knew we were a human, but all this new information must be so new. Like, I don't know, it seems so outlandish. It doesn't feel real somehow. So Chris, you may not remember any of this, but you were my closest friend. I worried about you when we were separated. I'm glad to see you're safe. Your appearance may have changed, and though you have lost your memory, you're still you. And none of this alters the fact that you remain my friend. Oh, Chris, I'm glad to see you again. Stranger danger, I don't think we met enough to get, we don't know each other that much. No, but seriously, like, we know him as an outlaw, then we know him as a good outlaw, but still. We don't have any memories of being friends with him, which is a shame, because we know he's telling the truth. Now, we have to decide on our course of action. Like I've told you before, I'm going to collect the time gears again. What are you going to do? I'm a little worried about how time stops in the region where its time gears removed. But you're sure that it'll only be temporary? That's right. As soon as the time gears are set in place at Temporal Tower, time will be restored to its normal state everywhere. Well then, we'll go too. We'll go with you, Grover. Taking a time gear will badly affect the Pokemon that live in that area. But we have to prevent the planet's paralysis. Okay then, we'll go together. But the hour's late. We're also exhausted from all the running we've done. We should rest up tonight. We'll leave in the morning. And I'll end the episode there. Thank you guys for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, sharing with a friend, and checking out my channel for more videos like this if you like my content. That was an interesting addition to the story. We finally came back from the dystopian future. And boy, was that shocking. We found out we were Groval's partner and a bunch of other stuff. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.